Hi, thanks for watching my video. I had a question emailed to me from one of my subscribers on my channel, and this person asked me about the cam path, what's it called? The camera path editing tool. And his specific question was about can he make the camera fly and make it look like a quadcopter or a drone? And then I happened to be on the BeamNG forums, and I saw two more questions on there by coincidence asking the same thing. The question on the BeamNG forums was, is there a default setting on the world editor that can make a camera path fly like a quadcopter? Well, a simple question to that is absolutely not. but there is a way to set the cam path editor. You make a track, and then you can do things to simulate a quadcopter flight. So that's what I'm going to do here. First, I want to say hi, a shout out to my friend Terry Martin. And I was chatting with him earlier today. And Terry, this is the globe that I was talking about that I made. That's an 8K texture of the stars there. Should be going a little bit slower, but you can see it's pretty cool. It's even got a little shooting star that rips across the sky here in a minute. So yeah, it came out pretty good. But yeah, Terry, on the subject of scaling stuff up, I scale this up massively to 100. That's the only way that it will encompass this entire terrain. So that's 100 by 100 by 100. And yes, when you scale things up massively in size, things really do start to freak out in the world editor. Like menus don't work. I can't click on these guys anymore. I have to select everything in my scene tree. Nothing works. It doesn't affect my frame rate. You can see I'm still up around 250 on my frame rate, but it just affects the overall issues. Just creates a lot of it, like menus don't drop down and stuff like that. So anyways, so I want to get on to this camera path editor. In this version, in versions 023 up to 027, you used to be able to record the camera path editor. Is that what it's called? I keep forget. The camera path editor without having a vehicle in your level. See, I'm not going to be recording a vehicle. I'm going to be recording this and these guys over here. So there's not going to be any vehicle. I'm not going to be following a vehicle. But you have to have a vehicle in the scene now, or not in the scene, but in the level, in order to make a video. And let me show you why. So let's just make a new one and place a camera. Let's go forward, place a camera. Let's go forward, place camera. We'll do a couple of them. And you can already see the problem. You look at the bottom, nothing here is highlighted. And if you try, okay, so there we've placed 6 markers. So now you go down here and you go to click play, and it says right there, you need an active vehicle to start the path camera. And you can link it if you have something to record, but I don't have anything recorded, so it won't work. So it won't work. So here's, if you're not recording a vehicle and you're recording a level, this is the easiest way to get around it. Just spawn a vehicle. So we got our vehicle. So let's record. We're going to go to 2 minutes. 2 minutes should be more than enough time to create my animation or my video. So I'm going to let this go to 2 minutes and then we'll come back. All right, I'm back now. So we're at 1:55:56. So we're almost at 2 minutes. There we are at 2 minutes. So now that I got my 2-minute video made of the car, I have enough video or enough of a recording to make my animation over here. So what we want to do, what my objective here is to simulate a quadcopter. So let's go to the camera path editor, click new, and make sure it says link path to current replay. The current replay that's active right now is the one I just recorded on that car, which is 2 minutes long, which will show up right here. So I'm going to make my path, and then I'm going to come back and edit it later, and I'm going to show you some of the tools. The biggest problem for me doing what I'm about to do, creating a path, is not to lose track of the sequence. Add marker +2, add marker +2, add marker +2. I have a bad habit of losing sequence of what I'm doing and forgetting to press. I'll go +2 and not add a marker. So I'm only going to place about 6 or 7. Then I'm just going to pause the video, do the whole thing so I don't lose any concentration, and then I'll bring you back once I'm done with it. So let's get started. So I guess I'm going to fly in to here, go around, go through the window, come out, and then zip over to that location. So let's get started here. So add marker +2. Add marker +2. And this is all I'm going to keep doing. And I'll come back and edit this later, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So quadcopters have a tendency to fly kind of level. I have a quadcopter, and I'm really into them, so I got a pretty good understanding of how they fly and how they behave. So right here, I'm going to go through that window. So let's go to +2. Now I'm going to go straight down, just like a quadcopter would do. Add marker. Now I'm going to go forward. So I'm going to keep doing this until I get this made complete, and then I'll bring you back when I'm done. Okay, I think I'm done with everything. So let's go ahead and press play here. And let's back up our timer to the very beginning. And you can press play, and you can see how the camera's going to go through, give you an idea of how everything's going to work. And what we're going to do now is, let's pause this. Let's go back. And what I want to do now is use my controls. Let's go to this one. You can press number 1 or 2 on your keyboard, and we're going to we are going to rotate this one forward, because when a quadcopter starts to fly, it has a tendency to lean forward like a helicopter. So we're going to do that one. Tilt this one forward just a little bit. Right about here it would level out. This is the next, it's kind of hard to see, this is the next one. So we will tilt this one forward, because if a quadcopter turns, it has a little bit of an angle to it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go through this whole path and just turn these cameras a little left, right, left, right, left, right, just to simulate the movement of a quadcopter as it's flying through the air. It's kind of hard to keep track of the path. Next one is right there. So let me go through and just change a lot of these cameras up and try to simulate the path of a quadcopter, and when I'm done, I'll bring you back. All right, so here we are at the beginning, and we're going to let this play now that I've changed a lot of the camera angles, and let's see how it looks. Now, when I edit this in my video editing software, I'm going to add, see how it tilts to the left, comes back to the right. It's going to go back to the left. Now it's going to dip down. Now it's going to pan, like roll forward, slow down, backwards to slow it down, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. And when I edit this with my video editing software, I will add, obviously, some background quadcopter noise. So I'll go get some royalty-free quadcopter sound effects and add it in the background, and maybe some, you know, glitches on the screen, make it look like NASA's transmitting this quadcopter signal from the moon back to Earth, and some robotic sound effects or something like that. We'll slap something in there real quick. And then right here, I would cut it in my video editing software, cut it out right there, and then bring it back right here. This would be my second camera angle. I didn't do any editing of the cameras here. But this would also be like a simulate a quadcopter flying around. The best way to emulate a quadcopter flying is to add sound effects. You see all those little satellites flying around in the background? I'll show you what those are. Let's go here. Okay. Let's go back here. I'll show you what those all those satellites that you see moving around, they are part of that. We can fly up there briefly. I got to get back to making the video here, but I'll take you up there quickly and show you what that is. It's a big satellite thing that I made. I put a light on the inside of it, a really bright light. I was trying to make the edges glow like it is in the shadow, how it glows here. So to do that, I put a bright light, a global light on the inside. I was trying to make it look like steel with bright edges. That looks pretty cool. Something I was just messing with. Let's get back down here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going ahead and let this run. Get this back to the beginning. And I'm going to capture this. I'm going to hit play and close like that. Alt-U. Now I'm going to capture this without me talking, or it doesn't matter if I talk, and then this video that I'm about to capture is going to be the one that I'm going to add sound effects to. And I'll show you that next. I'm going to add the quadcopter sound effects, static screens, and maybe some kind of computer background whining noises or something.